Hello, fellow game developers. As promised, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make a proper game class. So first thing we're gonna do is just get rid of all of this trash. We don't want anything to do with that. So what we're gonna do now is create a new class for ourselves here. We're gonna call it game. Boom, hit enter. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so what I like to do is just split up the header and the CPP file like this, so it's easy to just edit stuff like that. Okay, so a lot of stuff in this video you're gonna already know, but it's still gonna be important. So first thing we are going to need is a render window yet again, but first we will need to include SFML again, like so. Okay, so let's create ourselves a render window here. Let's just do a pointer again, like so. And then in the constructor we are going to make it a new window. So p window is new render window, video mode, we'll just make it full HD again. You can of course customize this as you go on. You know, you could, for example, you know, say in the constructor the size of the window you want it to be. It's just entirely up to you. Okay, so let's just call it game here. Cool. There we go. Next thing we're gonna do is make ourselves a void function that's gonna be get called run. This is gonna do all of our important stuff for now. So first thing we are gonna do here is we're gonna create a bool. So bool is running. This is gonna be set to true. So while is running, while our game is running, we are yet again gonna check our events. So check events, calculate the time between frames. We are gonna update and draw. So update and draw, or render, whatever you prefer. Render is usually used for 3D games, so I usually use draw for 2D. But yet again, that's up to you. Naming and all that, that's just personal preference. So okay, so to calculate the time between the frames, this is very important. Every decent game engine uses frame independent movement and all that. If you don't know what that is or what this means, I'll explain it in a future video, but for now just accept it, and yeah, it'll become more clear as we go on. So for that we're gonna create a clock, an SF clock, like so. We're also gonna create a float here, delta time, which stands, which is gonna store the time which is elapsed between two frames. So our delta time is a clock dot restart as seconds. So what this does is it just restarts the clock, and it puts the time between the two, or between the previous, it puts it in here, and we cast it as seconds, because that's just the most convenient. Okay, so now we're gonna have to check events again. For that I'm gonna make a private function, private void process events. Boom. We're just gonna create it. Okay, so Just like in the previous tutorial, we are gonna make a while loop here. So SF event while event while p window dot poll event. So while there are events to check, if event dot type equals sf event closed, we are gonna close our window. So p window close. Also, I just noticed something, just naming convention wise. Usually I like to put an m underscore in front of variables if they're in classes, so I'm gonna do that right now. Boom. Okay, a lot better for my OCD. Okay, so we're gonna close our window if event is closed. Perfect. And actually what I'm gonna do is, instead of void, I'm gonna make it a boolean, like so. And then we're gonna, by default we're gonna return true, because we're gonna wanna keep our game running. But if this is if our event is closed, we're gonna return false, and you're gonna see why this is cool in a second. So let's do some stuff up here. Yeah, so basically we're gonna use this boolean here, whoops, and set this to process events. So if we don't get a closed event here, we're gonna return true. So is running is gonna remain true, and our while is gonna keep running. But if event is closed, this is gonna be false, and this is gonna be, you know, false, so it's not gonna run anymore. So that's gonna end our game. So yeah, that's pretty basic. Hope you guys understand all this. If you don't, just let me know. I'll contact you. I'll message you. It's fine. I know this isn't very easy for everybody, especially if this is your first game. So anyway, now that we got all that figured out, oh yeah, if is running is false, we'll just return, so we don't have to run our update and our render again. So yeah, next up we do update and render. So let's just make a couple of functions for that. So void update, we're gonna pass our elapsed seconds through there, delta time. You know, delta time and elapsed seconds are two of the same things. It depends on which engine you use. They might use different words, but it's good to know both of those words. And void draw. And we're gonna go ahead and create both those functions. So here's where all the update stuff is gonna happen. We haven't got anything yet to put in there because we don't have any game objects. And right here we're gonna do the same thing again as in the previous video. So clear and display, like so, and then you draw stuff in between those two lines. Okay, so that's it. Basically, we have set up our game class. Let's see if everything builds perfect. So let's go back to our main now, because if we run our game here, it'll close immediately. That's because we don't have an instance of our game right now. So let's quickly do that. Include game.h, game, and then we do game.run. And this will run our game until we close the window. So let's run it. Boom. Oh, we've got ourselves a bit of a problem here. Seems like. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. We don't use our updates and draw. That makes sense. Whoops. Let's run it. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. Okay, cool. Now let's just, for good measure, show off that our game works. So let's create a rectangle shape. Boom. Let's call it mrect. Let's grab this in our constructor. We'll give it a size of about 100. And let's set the position like so. And then let's draw it. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so now one final thing we need to do, which is very important. It's clear our pointer yet again, because we don't want any memory leaks in our game. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So yeah, there you go. We've got ourselves a neat little game class here, which is set up perfectly to start making a game in. So yeah, next video we're probably gonna start on, I'm not sure yet, maybe start with scenes or game objects, or maybe an input manager or something like that. Something simple. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you learned something. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have a question, just feel free to hit me up. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.